Hello folks, and welcome to another Wise Gamer video. Today we're going to be discussing how to use a gamepad controller. In my situation, I'm using the Logitech F310, and I just got this new computer about a week ago for a lot of my gaming and things like that, and I just needed a new computer. The other one was XP, and that was going out of date, and I need another more powerful graphic card. So now I could hopefully be bringing crystal clear video and maybe some streaming in the future once I get everything ironed out for Windows 8.1, because as we know, Windows XP was kind of falling behind the 8-ball with things lately, and now Windows 8.1, a lot of the companies have to catch up to, because there's not a lot of programs out there specifically just for Windows 8.1 without running compatible mode. Okay, so I know there's a lot of issues going on with the Logitech F310. And I think I kind of ironed out some of the possibilities that we could work on today. So this might be a rather long video, but hopefully after watching this video, I should be able to explain different options that you have to use your Logitech F310 on with the operating system 8.1 and maybe, of course, the operating systems below that, because those are more compatible, because they do have drivers for 7 and 8. But I did speak to a representative at Logitech, and they don't have a direct device yet for Windows 8.1. So, what I was using first and most was this device right here, which I know a lot of people have probably been using, and it's called Xpadder. It's a great mapping device for your controller. You can use it pretty much with any controller and things like that, and you could actually map it to whatever you want. Right now I got it set on World of Warcraft. I know! Evil! Do not play a controller with World of Warcraft! Ah! No, but really. Just for tooling around, having a good time and stuff like that. It's a lot more fun than getting hand cramps on a keyboard. So, basically, I was using Xpadder for a lot of different applications because it worked well. But in Windows 8.1, it's kind of a pain in the butt. There's a lot of compatible modes you got to use and things like that. Maybe you lucked out and you got yours to work and it stays like that. But even if I go to try to change an image or anything like that, or try to add a new profile to this, it pretty much just bugs out. So I'm pretty much done using this one for now. So I'm just going to close that one out. And sometimes it even gets stuck in my taskbar here. So, but that time it didn't. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to actually make sure that your controller is getting recognized by your operating system or your computer. Is one of the first best things to do is to just go to Open Control Panel. Okay, let's see. Hardware and sound. Is that where it is? Device and printers should be in there. And here you could see it automatically picked up my gamepad F310 Logitech. Okay, now what I'm going to simply do is just right click on that. I'm going to go to Game Controller Settings. With Game Controller Settings, I'm going to click on Properties. Okay? And it's going to bring up these two tabs. One's called Settings and one is called Test. Now this is a good way just to tell, first of all and foremost, if your controller is getting recognized. Without using any mapping right now, I am simply going to hit some of these buttons and see if it gets recognized by this test. So as we can see, we got button 1, button 3, 4, 2. See them all lighting up. See that right at the bottom there? Okay. And then the axis is your back pedal buttons. Okay. And we got those, that. Let's see, which one is that? Okay. Then the toggle right is your X and your Y. So as long as it's doing all this, it's telling you that at least your computer is recognizing your controller. And if you're using mapping software, and your mapping software doesn't indicate what button goes to what key, you could use this as a reference. Say if it has an option for button 1 on your mapping device, right? Well, you just press the button on your controller until you see that button light up. Now, I'm using my controller here, not my keyboard. Okay, this is all my controller. So basically, you just follow whatever's lighting up, and you assign that button to whatever mapping you want. Okay? If your test is not working, go to settings and try to calibrate it. Just run through the calibration and see if that does it for you. Okay? Now, another thing, too, is if we click OK here, and we go to, is it advanced? Nope. Try clicking. Let me just go out of here. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go to Properties and Hardware. Okay? Now, just to be on the safe side, you should have an Xbox 360 controller for Windows installed in your computer for most applications. Again, if you got a plug and play, you know, and stuff like that, that's fine. Maybe yours comes with the drivers, but specifically for 8.1, we know there's not many out there right now. So you can just go to Google the Xbox Microsoft website, click on gamepads, and it's going to have the downloads there that you could freely install into your computer to make your controller at least recognized as an Xbox 360, which we know is made by Microsoft for Microsoft products. And you can see that my computer has that installed. Okay? So that's another thing you may want to check, too, to make sure that you have that. So again, go to the Xbox 360 website. Just toy around in there until you find the driver installs for your game, for a gamepad, and then just install that. Once you install it, just let it run freely in the background. It's not an actual application that you click on each time to use it. It just runs in the background. Okay? So I downloaded this. Don't ever download, if you can, don't ever download these big green download buttons, because they're usually attached to another website, an affiliation that loads a lot of junk into your computer, as we probably all know, you know, and things like that. So I try to find the direct links. And here, right here, I click on this one right here. It's called Download the Latest Version for Free. I clicked on that. And it does say Joytokey is a shareware, but you can freely try it without any limitation in functionality, at least at this moment. After trial, if you find it useful, please consider purchasing a license. Now, it may run out on me, but I haven't seen a time tick or anything like that. Usually, if anything's on a trial version, it's going to let you know how many more days you got left and how many days you used it. And I don't see anything like that. So maybe it's just a donation type thing. Maybe you never have to pay for it. I don't know. But as of right now, I think it's free. Now, download down here. Again, I'm not clicking on any of these big green buttons. And I went right to this one right here. Download Joytokey from joytokey.net. And it came right up. Right there with the actual install of just the controller. Nothing else. I'm going to cancel it because I already have it. Okay, and that's how you get it. So now, if we go back to here and pull this up, what had happened was, when you first get this, it's pretty easy to use. Now, some mapping devices, the reason why I like to use mapping devices is because sometimes you like to customize the way your controller works with a video game. You don't like to do just, sometimes I don't like to use just factory presets, where I got to plug it in and I got to use the buttons that they want me to use. At least with these mapping devices, you could set up the game to play it with your controller, along with your computer, the way you want to play it. You know, which most of the accept and fight buttons on controllers with RPG games and stuff is usually your bottom button, which is your A button. So I like to try to keep it like that, you know. So now, if you notice, if I start clicking on buttons and toggles and stuff on this, it should light up that particular command or button on the Joytokey. See it? You lighten up in yellow. Okay, I'm going to press this button 1, which is the A button. Now, this is what stopped happening and stopped working when I first originally got this. It wasn't doing this. It wasn't lighting up. And then when I fired up the game, it also wouldn't control the game. It was just using Windows mapping, you know, the built-in Microsoft or whatever. It was just using theirs in cahoots with the game. But some games don't have any controller options, like World of Warcraft or a lot of MMOs, because they're usually played on the keyboard. Okay? But a lot of people have to realize that playing with a controller is also like playing with the keyboard, because it's using the same key commands and it's just mapping it to your controller. But in a game like World of Warcraft, where it's more intense fighting and you're playing against other players and stuff like that, if you're PvP, if you want to use a controller, which a lot of people don't advise, because you're very limited to a controller, you can't fit all the keys that's on your keyboard that you could use in the game on your controller. And then you're also playing with the mouse to move and all that too. But anyways, the main thing here is to see if these are lighting up. And that's usually a good sign right there that you're good to go. Okay? And I hope mine just doesn't stop working out of the clip. As a matter of fact, I was making a video, and that's when it stopped working. So, of course, I didn't finish the video because it just stopped working on me. So hopefully this won't stop working this time. And it doesn't actually install into my computer. I don't know if there's something wrong or whatnot. It's not an exe file. If I go to the file, let's see. If I go to the actual download where I got it from, okay? Here it is right up here, okay? Joytokey, and then I open it again because it's a compressed file. All right. Here's the application file. It says Joytokey, and it's the largest file. It's 1679 KB. And you just want to look for the application file. As soon as you double-clicked on that, it didn't do any install for me. Xpadder installed, but this never did. So I don't know if it's just a non-exe type application or whatnot. It just opens up the mapping device like you're ready to use it. All right. So if you guys want to comment below if yours did actually install, let me know, because I'm pretty curious about that. All right. So I'm going to close out of here. I'm going to open this back up, and I'm going to open this back up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to set this up for a game. I'm not really sure of the controls of this game yet, so I'm just going to use anything. But I know most of the controls to this game, but I'm just going to use anything just to show you guys how to set it up. Okay? And the game I'm going to be doing it to is right here. It's called 3 Stars of Destiny. It's an RPG turn-based type game from Steam. I like those kind. They stopped making them a lot, the Japanese type games. Alright. And let's see. So the first thing we're going to want to do, I like using my toggle a lot, my stick, to move my guys around in games. I just find it a lot more comfortable than using a D-pad. Now, POV is the directional pad, in case you didn't know that. In any mapping device, if you see POV, that's your directional pad. That's all that is. Okay? So the first one we're going to go to is stick 1. Okay, which is basically the stick sideways. Now, so I don't make an hour video here, because I am good at talking a lot. But you'd rather listen to a video like this than somebody blasting friggin' music and they're not telling you how to do it, right? You got to read text and stuff. Yeah, not really into those kind of videos. But anyways, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on stick 1. We're just going to right click, go to edit button assignments. There's 100 ways you could assign your buttons in this thing. Okay, you could use the wizard, you could use the assignment thing. There's tons of ways, but I just do it this way. And we're going to click on edit button assignment. Okay, and you're going to see the top bar is in yellow. Right now it's disabled. So we're just going to click on the key that we want to use to, let me see if I could get this more panned out. Move that there. Click back on that. Edit button. We'll pull that right up on the side there, just like that. So we can see both. Okay? Basically, right now, what I'm going to do for stick one, which is your left toggle, I'm just going to copy the way they got it, because that's the way you're going to move anyways. All right? So I'm just going to hit the left, then hit OK. Okay, so I'll hit the left arrow, not A key. I'm using the arrows for this game. MMO, you want to use WSAD. Okay? And then again, very simple. We're just going to copy it. This is the arrow to the right. Hit OK. The button, this is the up button. Hit OK. And now we have the down button left. Again, right click, edit button assignment. And with the keyboard, hit the down arrow on your arrow keys. Then hit OK. Now our toggle directional button is now set up for the game. Okay, now next we're going to use, I'm going to set up the D-pad, even though I probably won't really need it. But I'm just going to do that really quick. And we could see that it's lighting up. Okay. I'm going to go to POV. Edit button. And we're going to do the same thing. Up. Okay. Right. Okay. Edit button assignment. Down key. O'Shea. And now left key. Okay, now we got our POV and we got our toggle directionals. So we got all of our directionals all set up for the game now. Okay, let me see if my camera thing's on. And it is. Okay. I'm also going to make a video about that too. There's probably already quite a few out there. But again, I like to really go into details so you're not scratching your head at the end of the video. I'm not saying the other YouTubes don't do a good job. They do. That's how I learn a lot of stuff, too. But they all kind of like miss. I try to cover everything. That's why mine's a little long, you know. I'm not in a rush for a hot date tonight, even though I am supposed to hook up with my girlfriend. But anyways, let's see. Okay, now here's where it could get confusing if this thing didn't light up when you're trying to map your buttons, because they got... The rest is all buttons, so it could be any button. You don't know which button it is if it didn't light up, right? So that's where going back to this would come in handy. If it didn't light up for you, you go back to your device and printers. You open up your gamepad, game controller settings, and properties, right? And we could use this to go by too. Okay, so say like if we wanted button 1, which is our main button, like in for this game it's going to be my accept attack button, a talk to people type button. That's what I'm going to use it for, right, and stuff like that. So that would be the C key on the keyboard for this game. Okay, but a lot of times if this didn't light up, like when I press on it right now, see? It's not lighting up. You know why? Because this is taking it. Okay? So if you have a mapping device for your 8.1 and it doesn't light up, so you're not sure which button is going to what, you could go by the built-in one here from your computer, and it's going to let you know that that's button 1. All right? Which is the A button on my controller. Is button 1. Okay, let's see, the Y button, which is the top yellow one on the Logitech, that's button number 4, because it's lighting up number 4. And you just match that with your mapping device. But because This controller does light up once I close that. If it's still working, we're going to see that it's lighting up automatically for us. So we don't have to use that. Okay? So for now, we're going to go to button 1, which is this one right here. See, it's not working now. See? I don't know what's up with this thing. That one's working. Wait a minute. Maybe it's because I got it highlighted. Yeah, see? The blue highlight strip was hiding it. The tape did. Alright, so let's go back to this, and then we're going to click on Edit Button Assignment, and then we're just going to hit the C key. Okay? And then for button 2, I'm not sure what the other ones do yet, though. I don't know what the key commands are for this game. I'm sure I could go look it up really quick, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to put anything in there. Then we'll Edit Button Assignment. Let's see. V usually works in a lot of games, right? Let's go with V. We'll try that. And for now, I'm going to keep the other ones just the way they are. Just to show you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and I am Italian. Okay, now let me see. What else can we do here? Can't be this easy. Alright. How about our select button on the controller to escape? Say if we want to escape the game and stuff. You know, or go to the main menu. We'll use escape because your thumb's right there. Right? So let's see what button that's assigned to. Button number 7. So we're just going to right click on that, edit button assignment, and we're going to hit the escape key on the keyboard. Now it's assigned to escape. Alright. And now, is there anything else I'm forgetting here? I did kind of forget, I did skip a big part, and that's actually naming this profile. But we could probably do that now. Save. And rename. And we're going to put in 3 stars of Destiny. And now it's set up for that. And say if you wanted to put in an MMO really quick. Alright, we'll do that fast. We'll go to File. New MMO, because most MMOs work the same when it comes to controls, and you could always tweak it later. Alright, now this is where mine stopped working, I noticed. It was right around the time I added 2 games to it. So let's see together if we could still get it to light up. I'm excited to see this. Let's see. Not that excited. You know what I mean? Okay, now, for this one, let's go back up to... Okay, it's lighting up still. Good, 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 good. Okay, so for my stick safe, I was playing an MMO with this. I'm just going to go to Edit Button. We're going to go with... Stick 1 goes to the left, so that's going to be A. The right stick, which is the second one down, is going to be D. Edit button, this is the one going up, which is going to be W. And then the last one's going to be the S key. Okay? And things like that. Now, the only thing a lot of people cannot get working in this with this device right here, this mapping device, is your back top buttons. The back paddle buttons, or whatever you want to call them. Those are not... Let me see. Let me see if one's lighting up now. See? It doesn't light up any of them. It doesn't recognize any of it. And I watched a couple other videos and they said the same thing, so they're just not using those 2 buttons. Okay? But everything else is, even the toggle button, if you press down on it, it works as a 5th button in the game. That one even works. See? It's button number 9. So say if you wanted to tab target in WoW or something, you just edit button. Hit the tab key there. Okay. And now, with just that one toggle, you're going to move your guy around and you're going to be able to tab and get right on your target. by just setting up like that. Okay, and then there's other things you could do in this map and device too that I used to do with Xpadder, where you could combine two controls together, like two keys and all that. But I haven't done that yet, so. But a lot of that, you know, you're just gonna have to figure out on your own. But once you get the basics down, usually everything else is pretty easy. Let's see what options say. Okay, here you could kind of combine two keys. You could mount the threshold. And dead zone. Dead zone is anything in the game that requires, like, in other words, say if you really got to push a button all the way and stuff like that for it to respawn, that's what they call a low dead zone. A high dead zone or high responsive dead zone is anything where as soon as you just touch that button and push it a hair, it should respond. So a dead zone, Xpadder had one of the best dead zones out of most mapping devices, believe it or not. This one I'm not sure yet. Okay, because I haven't really used it too much. So we're going to go back to, so there is different ways in here that you could do a lot of other things, you know, and maybe I'll come out with another video as I get more advanced on it too, to go over more advanced settings. Okay, preferences, you can configure right to joysticks if you're just using joystick applications instead of a full controller. Let's go back to our 3 Stars of Destiny. And let's see here. What am I doing? Okay, I just shut that down. Let me pull it back up. And let's see. Alright, I'm wondering how the heck I get back to the main friggin'... Oh, right here. Okay. And everything's still lighting up, so that's good. That's good. That's a good sign. That's a better sign than what I had the other day. But it could still go on me anytime. Alright, now we're going to try to fire up the game I just mapped this for and see how it works. Okay. Close that. I'm going to keep this open. Now, Xpadder and some mapping devices, you got to actually keep it open behind the game. Or else it's going to start controlling other things on your computer, like the keyboard would. But the more modern ones, they got that kind of figured out where you don't really have to do that. So, but we're just going to keep it open for now. We're going to click OK on that to close that. We're going to open up 3 Stars of Destiny, which I got through Steam. Okay, we're going to put in our password here. Once you click into, oh, this new computer is so nice. It's so nice to play like a strong game like MMOs and be like at 80 frame rates in the middle of a battle and stuff. I never experienced that before. But what a nice feeling that is. Okay, so we're going to see, now this always worked because it's got the built-in interface too in this game. So this always worked. I was always able to go up and down, but I wasn't able to click on one of the, click on load, say, and have it go in. Now it's working by what I just did on the controller. Okay. And we could see it's functioning nice. There's the item screen. Okay. See if we could talk to somebody. Okay. So the C key is working along with the controller with the A button. It's working. Okay. And let's see, I'm not in a fighting zone, but you guys aren't here to see this anyways. But basically you can see, let's see if we could use the escape key. And there it goes. And it takes us to the options to quit, shut down. And that's it, folks. That's how you use the gamepad, well, the F310, your Logitech with your 8.1 Windows operating system. Again, with Joytokey. I'll try to remember to put the links in the description down below, so you could go right there and download this. And if you have any feedback, any comments, any issues you're having also with it after trying this, please let us know. And you have a great day. This was Wise Gamer. Take care.